This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It is my pleasure to be here helping you with playing the guitar. In this video, I'm going to go over a new strumming pattern for us for 4/4 time that builds on what we've been doing recently in the lesson series. So we've been doing a lot of strumming that includes bass note plucks intermixed with the strumming. And now in this video, we're going to take a look at how to do an alternate bass note pluck as well. So we'll get the alternating bass happening with our strumming, which is going to be super fun. This video accompanies lesson 14 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. In the book, we're going to be on pages 88 and 89. Where this strumming pattern here is strumming pattern letter Q there at the bottom of page 88. Of course, after we've gone over this and I've given some explanation, we're going to jam together on a nice old chord progression right along with the band so we can get some real practice happening with our alternate bass picking and strumming. So it's going to be super fun. Alright, so we got a bass down strum and alternate bass down strum. So let's just talk for a second about the bass note versus the alternate bass note. And on page 89 you've got some diagrams and a whole explanation there. Basically, our chord, I'm going to take a G chord as an example. We know that the root note, the note that the chord is named for, so the G pitch, is usually the bass note. And we've learned from all these videos that we've been doing that the bass note is the lowest note of the chord. For any type of D chord in first position, that's going to be the open D string or the 4th string. For any type of A chord, that's going to be the open 5th string or the A string. For any type of E chord, that's going to be the open 6th string or the E string. For all the other chords, it's the lowest string that we actually have a finger in the left hand on. So B7, that's the 5th string. G, that's the 6th string. C, that's the 5th string. F, it depends on which one you're using, but usually we play the top 4 string version, and that gives us the 4th string. So that's how that works. Now, with an alternating bass, you can use the 3rd, the 5th, or even you could use the flatted 7th of the chord for something like an A7. It's kind of not as common. Typically, we go between the root and the 3rd of the chord, or the root and the 5th of the chord. So just back to my G chord as an example, if I go from the 6th string to the 5th string, I'm going from the root to the 3rd, root to the 3rd, root to the 3rd. If I go and skip over that string, I'm going from the root to the 5th, to the root, to the 5th, to the root, to the 5th. So all I would need to do with this strumming pattern then is to do bass pluck, down strum, alternate, and I'll go to the 3rd. Bass, 3rd, bass, 3rd, bass, 3rd, or bass, 5th, bass, 5th, bass, 5th, bass, 5th. With most of the chords that we play in first position, we have an easy option for alternating with the root and the 5th. We don't always have a great option for alternating between the root and the 3rd. We do between the root and the 3rd on the G chord, a C chord, the F chord, and the B7 chord. Those ones we easily can move to the 3rd because it's on the next string. For the rest of the chords, we really don't have a good alteration to go between the root and the 3rd. So we do the 5th more often. Now, with each of these chords, or I should say with the chords that are on the top 5 strings, we have both a low bass note to a higher alternate bass note, or a higher bass note to a lower alternate bass note option, which is pretty cool. So let's just go ahead and say, as just a general principle, you can look at page 89 and see the different voicings there for the chords and see where the 3rd versus the 5th is. With all of our chords, every single one of them, we can take and go from whatever string the bass note is on, the root is on. So for G, that's the 6th string. We can take from that string and go up to the next string, going from a lower root to a higher alternate bass. The lower bass to a higher alternating bass. And with the G chord, we just learned that we can do that between the 6th string and the 5th string for the 3rd, or the 6th string and the 4th string for the 5th. G is the only one that is like that. For the rest of the chords, we're not going to worry about skipping over a string to do an alternating bass. If I did an E chord instead, I would just go from that 6th string to the 5th string, 6th string to 5th string. If I was doing C, 5th string to 4th string, that's root to the 3rd. B7, I can go 5th string to 4th string, root to 3rd. For the A, I can go 5th string to 4th string, root to the 5th. So we can do that. We can always go from whatever that bass note with the root, whatever string that's on, to the next string. It's going to give us the 3rd or the 5th, and that works great. So if we were to just demonstrate this for a second, just going from G to C to D7 and back to G, just for fun, we'll give each chord a measure. We'd have Re-Ti, and we got the G to the C to the D7 back to G. So as you saw, I went from whatever the bass note was on to the next string as easy as that, as an alteration. So that's one way that we can do it. And the other way, for the chords that are on the top 5 strings or the top 4 strings, we can't do this with all 6 strings, but with these ones we can actually do a lower option as well. And this is what's cool. It matches, it's sort of in a parallel fashion, whatever's happening on the string that we have the root on. So with the A chord, we have this open 5th string. I can go down to the open 6th string. So open 5th string to open 6th string. So any of the open strings, we just do that like a D chord. Open 4th string to the open 5th string. But if we have a finger on something on that root, we have to move it. So like for the C chord, I'm going to take my C and then I'm going to move for my 3rd fret of the 5th string. I've got to go down to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. But we can just go back and forth. Sorry about that. Didn't catch that. There we go. C down to that G. It's a G pitch, but it's the root to the 5th. Do that same sort of thing with the F. Do that same sort of thing with B7. So that's how the string pattern works. Super, super fun. So we're going to start practicing it a little bit here together with number 7 on page 89. We're going to go through this 4 times. The first time we're going to go through it, I'm going to do it with the low root to a higher alternate, just going from that lower string to that next string, like I demonstrated first. And then we'll do that at 2 different tempos. So the first 2 times, slower tempo, and then a faster tempo. Then we'll go through it again. This time, I'm going to play with the higher root note by comparison with the lower alternate bass. So higher to lower, higher to lower. The only exception to that is when we play the chords that have their root on the low 6th string. So for like an E chord, I'm just going to go same old place, 6th string to 5th string. G though, for the G chord, this is where I'll practice skipping from the 6th string to the 4th string, so we get that other alteration happening in there. So that way we get to practice kind of easily with all these different alterations in sort of a fun progression. One little caveat that happens here with number 7 is instead of having each one of these chords go as written once per measure for the most part, each of these measures is going to happen twice. You get to practice as twice through. You get to stick this twice through each of these measures. So you're going to insert the strumming pattern twice per measure as it's written on the page, basically just making everything twice as long so you get a little bit more practice there. So for that first E chord, I'd have bass, alternate, then up to A, and so on and so forth. So going lower to higher on that alternating bass the first time, which will happen at a slower tempo and then a faster tempo, and then the second time we'll do it the other way, the higher root note bass to the lower alternate bass, and we'll do that 2 times, slower tempo and then faster tempo. It's going to be fun. Don't let yourself get too caught up on being completely accurate. This is really challenging. Even after playing this sort of thing for lots of years, I find myself hitting the wrong string from time to time. We get it most of the time, but we still don't get it all the time. So you just do the best you can, and you have fun with it. This is such a fun way to play the guitar. So let's go ahead and play these. Okay, I hope you are having fun with this. In the next video, we're going to take a look at strumming pattern letter R and be doing the same sort of thing. So we get some more practice with this. And then actually, after we've done that, we're going to look at inserting walking bass lines between the chord changes, which will be super fun. So lots of great things to come. Keep having fun, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.